Do you feel, Ray, if you are really honest with yourself, do you think that Arsenal are going to do top four?
Well, they've got a great opportunities to get top four. I know everybody will be looking at this North London derby coming up, but they've got a game before that. They've got to make sure they get all 3 points against Leeds United at the weekend, next weekend, sorry. And then it's a situation where, you know, Spurs go to Liverpool, which Liverpool are in a title race. So, you know, they've got to play out of their skins if they're going to get anything at Anfield, Spurs. It might suit Spurs a little bit more, though, because you know Liverpool will come out and try and play. Yeah, a bit more open. And with Son and Kane and guys up front, whoever plays more or played yesterday, they always can score goals against you. So I think that might suit them a little bit better, even though Liverpool, you expect Liverpool to win because they're going to take it to the wire, I should imagine. But Arsenal, obviously, yesterday wasn't a great game. It was really poor from both sides, if I'm being honest. The amount of times they give the ball away, the passing was probably, if you look back at it and you analyse the whole game, the passing was horrendous from both sides. They just kept giving it back to each other, you know, with poor decisions on the pitch. So it wasn't a great game, but it's all about 3 points. No one remembers how you play against West Ham if you come fourth place. So and that's the beauty of football. You can play poorly, but if you win the game, fantastic. And I'm sure every away fan in the Arsenal end had a great day yesterday and really was happy because there was a little bit more pressure on Arsenal because Spurs winning in the early game. And you do know, as a player, you certainly look. I would have definitely looked to see how Spurs got on because they saw it on the coach. When they get off the coach, then obviously there's no TVs in the dressing room, so you don't know. But you will find out from somewhere on your phones or what happened. So there's a little bit more pressure on you going into the game because you know you can't slip up now. But they got the business done, and really pleased for Rob Holding because he wasn't going to play probably. Ben White got a slight injury, so he comes into the team and he was man of the match for me. I thought he was excellent. He scored a really good goal, first Premier League goal for Rob Holding, and obviously the two centre halves getting the goals. And in the end, they'll be back on that coach, going back to North London, thinking we didn't play well, but most importantly, we got the 3 points.
Aaron Ramsdale actually said that he didn't know what the Spurs score was, and Rob Holding said the rest of them did, but Aaron didn't because he reckons he got out.
Well, the goalkeepers might go out a little bit earlier for the warm-up.
That's what he said.
That's the only reason probably why. They used to always go out 10, 15 minutes before, or even longer sometimes, before the team itself go out and to do the warm-up. We used to go about half hour before kick-off. We go and do our little drills and nothing like they do now, by the way. See the warm-ups now. The intensity of the warm-ups is unbelievable. We used to run up and down the line a few times, a few sprints, that was it. Back in the dressing room, ready to go. Speaking
of Aaron Ramsdale, there was an incident between him and Jarrod Bowen where he came out and he went flying into Jarrod Bowen. There wasn't any... he wasn't sent off, basically.
No.
Was he lucky for you to stay on the pitch, do you think?
With Ramsdale?
Yeah.
Well, he didn't touch him, did he?
No.
But I felt for Bowen as well because he's trying to jump out of the way. He thought this could be a serious injury for me, and he's just come back from an injury. So you can see why Bowen's gone down, but he's an honest guy, Bowen. I like him. I think he's a brilliant player.
He said, didn't he? He didn't touch him.
Yeah, absolutely. And he got up straight up and said, look, ref, no. And he got his yellow card and whatever. He made an easy decision for the referee in the end, didn't he? Because when he says, oh, no, he didn't touch me. So, sorry, I've got to book you then. Well, so I felt a bit sorry for him there, but... he scored another good goal, really good first touch from Soufal's cross. And West Ham, you know, they got. It's a bigger game Thursday. I was surprised with the team a little bit because I know David Moyes has got to tinker with his team a little bit. Antonio didn't play, and Souček was in midfield. He didn't play. But they could have got a result yesterday. They're still looking at that top 6, top 7 finish, top 6 especially, to get into Europe next season. But obviously, let's hope they can do it Thursday away from home. I think they've got a very good chance. They can't play as badly as they did in the first leg, and let's hope they can get the result in Frankfurt.
I did see a little bit of criticism for David Moyes saying, well, on his team news, well, why are you playing Declan Rice for the whole game? But the thing is, it's difficult for them, isn't it? Because they're not blessed with a lot of depth in their squad. And they've got Thursday, like you say, to look forward to.
He's a young man, isn't he? He can handle a couple of games a week. Yeah.
You'd hope so.
I mean, look, you're going by injured, yeah, but you can get injured in training. You could, you know, you're still working very hard in training, I suppose, intensity, and you still want good quality in training. But I think he had to make that big decision. I thought he looked at it and said, well, if we can get a win today, that's more or less gets us level on points with Manchester United. They're still looking at getting to Europe. But Frankfurt ain't going to be an easy game. It's going to be packed out. You know, the noise is going to be unbelievable on Thursday night. But I still think they've got a very good chance. The set plays for me were very poor in the first leg. That's got to be better. And with the energy and Bowen and Fornals and all those sort of guys, I think they've got to create chances. I think they could do it on Thursday. I really do.
Just a quick one.
Maybe go to extra time or penalties, whatever it goes down to.
Just a quick one on Jarrod Bowen. This is what was in the paper. This is Mark Halsey in The Sun today in his column. He was saying Jarrod Bowen was very honest, telling Mike Dean that Aaron Ramsdale didn't touch him. Bowen received a yellow card for simulation after going down to the ground when the Arsenal keeper rushed out of his goal to make the challenge. But if the West Ham forward had not taken evasive action by moving his leg out of the way when Ramsdale would have caught him, and although there was no contact, it does not mean that it should not have been a free kick to West Ham.
Yes.
Ramsdale came out in a reckless manner and the keeper could have been cautioned, but no more than that.
Well, I think he was just trying to dodge the tackle, yeah. I would totally agree with Mark there. Whether it could have been a foul if he just kept running, I don't know. It's hindsight, isn't it, if he's going to catch him. But all the referee knew that when he got up, he said, look, he didn't touch me. He was very honest, Bowen, and obviously that's why he got his booking. A little bit of common sense sometimes. Maybe could have let him, I don't know. But saying that, it's the rules of the game and, he had to be in the book. He made it easy for the referee, put it that way, Bowen.
If you are Mikel Arteta and Edu, are you writing up a new contract for Eddie Nketiah? He
played really well second half. I think his movement was excellent. At times he was... he made a really good run in the second half. Where Zuma went in with him and he suddenly spun, and El Neni I think found him. Really good pass, and he was unlucky. He made Fabianski made a couple of good saves. I'm not too sure, if I'm being honest. He's done well in the last few weeks, playing up front. Obviously Mikel Arteta's kept him in the side because he deserves to be in the side. But whether we need bigger and better strikers next season, and that's going to be the big dilemma next year, how much money they spend on strikers, because if Lacazette and Nketiah do leave, then you got to replace them, and that might take all the budget up, if you know what I mean, because I don't know what sort of budget they're going to spend. Obviously it'll be a little bit more if you're in the Champions League, and that's why it's so important for the club to get in the Champions League, to get that financial and also be able to attract bigger players and better players.
Okay, those results of the weekend actually did some interesting things to the table.
And Son as well. He's looking at Golden Boot now. What another brilliant performance.
Was he three behind?
3 behind Salah.
Wow.
So he'll have every chance because he's bang on form at the moment. And third goal was excellent, brilliant goal from Son. They got the job done. Spurs are looking very good at the moment as well. So I think it's going to go. Could go down to the wire, definitely.
Yeah. Arsenal are only 3 points behind Chelsea. That's crazy, isn't it?
I'd look at Chelsea's running now. I think they've got, you expect them to beat Watford at home, wouldn't you?
Yes.
And there's certain games you'd expect them to win. I expect them to beat Wolves at home, if I'm being honest. I think Wolves that's it. Their season's over. They've had a decent season, but it's just fell away a little bit towards the end. Leeds is always going to be difficult because what they're playing for. Leicester at home, you expect them to probably get something there, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And Watford at home, last game of the season. So I expect Chelsea to be in the top 4. I really do.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods. Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.